Welcome back to the Evil Within. I got away. This is the Evil Within 2. We are in Chapter 6. We haven't been in this part of the map for very long. Remember in the last episode, we listened to a residual memory in the parking lot of a Mobius operative finding out what a guardian is and why the piles of bodies are dangerous. And then we were confronted by this, another guardian. Similar to the one out front of the City Hall. Technically, I don't believe these that you find here are as difficult or as bad as the one that was in front of City Hall, but they're bad enough. And notice it finally found a way around the fence. We went through the hole in the fence. But it seems to finally have lost us, so there it is, walking away. We seem very underpowered for dealing with those at the moment. Kind of looking to see where it might be patrolling, like to try to understand where its path is, what it might be, so that you can avoid that area mostly. I believe it jumped up on top of that building. I'm not entirely sure where it went. It turns out that in this section of the world, if you're careless like I was and did that residual memory, a few other things that you can do. You can wind up with 3 or 4, I think it's at least 3 of these patrolling. Now, according to the music change, it may have seen us, but I don't think that's it's fully engaged yet. It's maybe thought it saw something and was investigating. Another one of those huge tentacles. Remember one fell down back behind the bank, back near the diner, those rail cars back there? But this one seems to have woken up the dead. And it's no small number of them either. We were trying to zigzag across the map. We went as far south, which is... Right now we're facing kind of east, so south is to our right. We went down and through the train cars, the rail cars, and got to the end of the world that way. So we've traveled the southernmost border of the world. The real goal of this chapter is where that eye in the sky is, that huge blue camera lens eye that you see. That's right above the theater, and that's where we're supposed to be trying to go in order to find Stefano and Lily. However, we're taking the open world approach of trying to do the side quests, trying to see what the world is before we venture on. Remember, we spent what, 14 episodes in chapter 3, and then another 2 episodes of chapter 4 still in the same area, the same open world area that was the large first open world area that you find. The game winds up having really only 2 large open world areas. The first one that we encountered and this one. But we were anticipating at one time that there's really only going to be one open world area and that we would just go back to small areas and keep traveling back to that one and more doors would open. And that's why it took us 14 episodes, 7, 8.5 hours, maybe 9 hours to get through that part of the map. We thought that was really going to be kind of the central area and that we had just kind of overdone what we need to do. It turns out that it was the first, and it's the largest of the open world areas. This is a smaller open world area, but the game will progress in such a way that you come back to this open world area a second time after it's repopulated. And so you wind up doing this. It's slightly smaller. It's maybe about 2/3 the size of the first area, I guess. And you'll wind up doing it twice. So winds up you spend more time. Well, I don't know if you spend more time, because we spend an awful lot of time. There's not as many things to find in this area, though there are still a lot of things to do. But that's the goal. That's what we were just looking at. That was that camera lens sitting over the theater. The theater seems to be the front of the parking lot, if you will. The front entrance to the whole theater campus is blocked off with barbed wire. Now, if you hear real carefully, you can tell that there's a zombie getting closer. I finally hear it. The game only provides a stereo sound, but that stereo sound is still helpful to know whether it's coming from the left or the right. Turns out that was a good way to get an axe. I'm not sure, we may have already had an axe, but nope. Yep, we're already full, so we can't pick up the axe, but I think this zombie was laying in the grass and woke up when we beat on the machine. Did get some goo from the machine and from him, so it was definitely worth it. So now we're facing a choice. We can't get into the theater, or at least it looks like it's blocked off. Don't know what would happen if we went over there. There's the group of, I believe it was 7 zombies that we saw, if you counted them when we were looking at them through the sniper rifle. I think there's 7 zombies in that area to go down the street that way, or there was the path back here. We tried to look and see if we could see that guardian again here. Obviously, the last time we got into that parking lot at all, we started to hear her laugh again, so we're probably going to come back up here and check one more time. I mean, it's a rough choice, right? It's numbers versus just one overwhelming monster. I don't think I actually touched this the last time. I just saw it. I didn't try to open it.
So, some of these are locked.
I thought maybe I should verify that red light means locked. Green good, but red bad. Red stop, green go. Didn't know what that meant. Like, okay, so assume somebody's going to give me a key or I'm going to find some way to open them. But at the same time, they could be just like the locks in the last open world, right? We were convinced. We kept seeing these Mobius locks on doors. We kept thinking, well, those are good doors that are going to open. Somebody's going to give us a key. We're going to be able to get in these things. See, there's 3 of them patrolling the grassy area in front of the bank there, and then there's 4 out in the street patrolling that area. We're new to this map, so we didn't really know, our paths around. We've been kind of limited to, we keep running into guardians, and now we've got a place that we've seen, 2 places we've seen guardians blocking roads, and then those 7 zombies blocking the road there. So we're going to look back at the area that had been open to us, but you can see guardian that we summoned by listening to that residual memory. She's still standing over there by the van that she fell out of the sky into. I think she jumps off the building, but I didn't catch it on camera. To us, she just appeared out of the sky, fell down onto that van. Well, we can go guerrilla. And what I call guerrilla tactics, the way I think of guerrilla tactics is kind of a hit and run, right? So come up here, try to get a stealth kill, but maybe be seen getting it, so that 1 or 2 of them will chase you and run to maybe that roof back there is probably what I'm having in mind. And then pick them off as they trail back to their patrolling areas. So this guy looks to be the first candidate. He's kind of on the edge of the perimeter that I can get to easily. I don't know how many survival horror fans out there are real stealth. I mean, a lot of survival horror, especially the Resident Evil games, turned primarily into action without a lot of stealth. So it's a much slower play if you have to go stealth. But you can see the guerrilla tactic there. Kill one, was seen by that other large zombie, run back over here. Somebody threw an axe. It missed, but you could hear it. I'm not sure if they're going to follow up the stairs, up the ladder or not. So go find a place to hide up here. The primary goal here is to draw them out, to get them out of their formation, their zone defense, if you will, to pull them out into a man-on-man and pick them off as they go back. You can see them down there. And I was thinking, I wonder if I can do the Assassin's Creed thing. Can I jump down? And no. What game did we recently play where you could do that? You could jump. I may be thinking back to Dishonored, which was another Bethesda game. But you could jump off a building and strike as you were falling, as you were getting close to the ground. And when you did that,
for stealth.
you could get a special kind of kill. So I thought, well, maybe. Did the circling pretty well, but I lost track of her as much as she lost track of me. Did take an axe hit going up the ladder though. That was kind of unexpected. Now there was another trick that was all through Resident Evil. It's hitting him at the top of the ladder and it knocking him down. And you can see that since I had an axe in one hand, it killed one of them, but the other one it didn't knock down. So you can't really defend a ladder the way we used to in Resident Evil games. So this becomes a okay, let's shoot her. She's at least far enough away from the well, that's bad aim. Beast mode. And she gives us an axe pack, so all right, well, that got rid of 3 of them. So overall, that wasn't too bad. You saw us use the break bottle passive skill that we added in one of the recent videos. Where when she grabbed us, we broke a bottle over her head. That winds up, we use that a lot, which is probably to say that Brian doesn't do a good job of avoiding being grabbed. Once you have that skill, though, the being grabbed isn't that dangerous, but you do have there are still zombies that will come up and they don't grab you, will just flail at you, and the flailing actually hurts more. The grabbing can be worse if you don't break out of it, but shaking the joystick usually breaks you out of it. I've never paid attention. What is this? Is some sort of diner or store? It looks like it had umbrellas outside, and tables outside, so maybe some sort of luncheonette, maybe? I don't know. But you never get into it. You can get on that's the one of the buildings you can get on the roof of, and trying to figure out what the perimeter is of these guys. See how I can maybe get one of them to follow me. You see, he thought he saw me. But he turned around on me. I tend to like to jump over rails and stuff when I'm running from them, because I think Sebastian goes over them more smoothly than they go over them. Too far away to make any real use of him having lost us here. We're not going to be able to.
Gotta be more careful with these things.
It's all going according to plan, Sebastian.
Shit, saw me.
I guess he heard us running, so he turned around. Tried to go up the ladder again, but he didn't get hit one more time. You can see that doesn't really do much damage when you get hit like that going up the ladder. Let's see. Okay, so he did. So we saw the other two climbed up after us. So we'll see if this guy climbed up after us. We ran over here, so he should have heard our footsteps going in this direction. See how close he gets. Now remember, we added ambush to our skill set too, so you're gonna see me try to use that a few times probably. Eventually, I get good at it, but it took a little while. Okay, so by my account, that's 4 out of the 7. Figure it's worth healing now. Looks like just one guy there on the street. Remember, there were 4 here, so I'm guessing 3 out of the 4 that we've killed came from the street. Now, the problem with trying to hide on those, get off. See, I have a hard time releasing still. This roof is working, but it's not quite as defensible as it used to be. Resident Evil, those games come to the top of the ladder and you could hold the top of the ladder forever with just a knife. And I saw that there wasn't a way to really drop down on them, but maybe I can drop down behind you. This sneaky little devil, he climbed up the ladder. Landed on top of the trash can. Would have been funnier if you fell into the trash can. We have an axe, so that should be a, yeah. Now, if you remember, we left an axe over by the soda machine, so we can always go back and get our axe back. Needless to say, we're finding this, we might be surviving maybe a little better than we did our first encounters in the first open world. But so we've killed 5. You can see I put a red circle around a statue there. But this actually, we ran by it a little bit earlier and I didn't put the circle on it then. But this time, I'll show you that there's a statue on top of that fountain. It'll start to be a theme. There's a missed key here. So now we've killed 6 out of the 7. It's always so hard to tell, are they following you or not? The music is kind of relentless, even if they've kind of like, I mean, we ran all the way over here, climbed up the ladder, and he barely made it to the edge of the building, so it's kind of we went a long way out of our way there. But now remember, we've added speed to the crouch walk, so this is becoming more and more possible. I mean, look how far we've traveled. All right, 7 for 7. Don't know exactly what it opened up for us there. Then you can see put another circle on the statue. Look, there it is. It's a statue. I just remember being very surprised that we missed that. It just looks so much like part of the fountain that we... It didn't clue off anything. It didn't even start to register that there was something there to break. You can see that the map is pretty clear. Looks like the... What is that? That'd be the southwest corner of the map. Seems to be a little dark. Maybe even the whole west side is still a little dark. So now we're headed back across. This would be our third trip trying to go across the east-west coast, moving just slightly north each time.
Sounds like someone's in trouble.
Now that's the start of the main side quest for this map. Another Mobius operative from the rescue, quote-unquote rescue team. Sykes. See,
He's gonna get mobbed.
three more zombies going to join the fray. I thought, well, maybe I can at least distract him and get him to chase me.
Maybe I can get the jump on him.
I couldn't jump over the gate, so I thought I'd lead him away. I don't know where I'm going, of course. I mean, this Brian, the director's voice, knows where he's going, but Brian at the time, it's like heads for an alley that's a dead end, which would have been not a good place to lead zombies. But they're trapped on the gate. Now this is unusual, or at least it felt unusual to me. I'm like, well, can I shoot them? Felt like that might have been poorly aimed. Let me try again. Oh, look at that. You can shoot them right through the gate. And they can't get through the gate and they won't climb over it again. Now what? I know I've said it probably once every video or every couple of videos that this is our playing blind playthrough. So the person controlling Sebastian is Brian, is myself. This is the first time he's seen this, so he doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know what this is, other than he's got zombies pinned behind a fence, behind a gate. Decide that maybe the fence can't shoot through the holes in the fence. You can see that the red dot is solid all along. Yeah, so you're not gonna be able to shoot through that. But you can bring him back over to the gate. His screaming brought the other zombies over. If you will, the voiceover is being done several weeks after the gameplay was completed, and so I know things that now that I didn't know when I was playing. So the person pulling the trigger on the gun here doesn't know things that myself talking knows. Didn't know then, know now. So I'm trying to say. It turns out that by doing this made this whole side venture much less of an ordeal. I mean, we're in no danger. We've called all the zombies over. We've gotten all the zombies over to us, so they're not endangering the Mobius operative. The real event is supposed to be you were supposed to open the gate, go in there, and then you and the Mobius operative would have to deal with this host of zombies. And so we've delayed the start of the event. So the Mobius operative is in no danger at all. And we're technically in no danger. We're just using a lot of handgun ammunition. Decided to go to a shotgun, see how that'll do. That was effective. But you can imagine if you came in this fenced area trying to run around with that many zombies. But now the event is actually starting. That would have been him shooting at 3 or 4 coming from that direction, the 3 or 4 coming from this direction.
Come on, man. I know you can hear me. Help me out.
And I'm thinking, what do you need help with? They're all dead. He does seem to be shooting at something, so what's he shooting at? Oh, look, there's one zombie left. Okay, come here, son. Obviously waited a little long on the shot there. The axe finished it off. I was thinking that the gate was kind of expensive. I'd wasted a lot of handgun ammo and then shotgun ammo at the end.
Shit, there's more of them. They're coming from over there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 more. Way to show your bravery there, Brian. Go run hide. I'm thinking you have a gun. You shoot them. I'll just get them interested in coming over here. The good news is that where I was, it drew a bunch of them, so they really are not threatening him much. When you play on harder difficulties, like in the classic mode or in Nightmare, this actually, if you come into the room instead of shooting through the gate the way I did, can wind up being quite hard. Because not necessarily hard for you to survive, but hard to keep Sykes alive. They climb up on that van quickly. Now I'm seeing the oil slick. Maybe I can do something here. Pull out the handgun, just a spark will do, but she's already on top of me. Oh look, more oil. That dodge there, that was the passive reflexes.
That was the last of them.
I was trying to climb up there. I thought, well, if we could both get up there, maybe we could protect it better, but you can't get up there. So that's that's the way it goes when you're playing open world, blind.
From the search team.
I didn't show the event as it would normally be presented.
I was looking for something.
And what
Just
would
the way
that
we got
be?
to it.
Look, it's dangerous out here. Come to my safe house so we can talk.
Lead the way.
Now, silly me, I turn around. I don't watch where he goes. There's goo, man. I want the goo. There haven't been a lot of resources yet to pick up to make you feel like you feel like you're using a lot of the resources. Shotgun ammunition pouch. So just like in the first open world area where we had Liam O'Neill, now we have Sykes. I'm sure he has 2 names. I only can remember Sykes. I'm thinking, where'd he go? Oh, this building? Oh, there's a door. You can hear a white lady. I mean, that kind of gurgly sound. Ugh. Silver Lady, I guess I should call him.
Come on in. They can't get in here. Thanks again for helping me out. I'm Sykes.
Sebastian Castellanos.
Castellanos, huh? I've heard of you. You survived the beacon incident, right?
How do you know that?
I'm a STEM programmer, but I've got other skills too, like hacking information systems. I know all kinds of things that nobody else knows, not even other members of the team.
Then you know who Lily is.
Yeah, we're all trying to find her. Haven't had any luck though. That's why you're here, huh?
That's right. But if you can't help me with that, then we've got nothing else to discuss. Good luck.
Hey, hold on. We might still be able to help each other out.
This better be good.
Look, there's a bunch of stuff in here that you could probably use. And you can have it for saving me out there. You want to hear my proposal? Come on back to me.
All right, well, I know with the guerrilla tactics and then the kind of shooting through the gate, there was a lot of zombies killed in this episode, but felt kind of low threat, low action, but it took some time. We're running out of time for the episode. We're going to drink some coffee and we're going to save. This actually is the save. It's the last save. When we were playing, this was our 12th play session. Ends when we save here. And so the next video will pick up with the start of our 13th play session. Again, our play sessions are, between an hour and a half and 2.5 hours or so. So you can figure that we've spent about 24 hours playing the game at this point. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this. It was definitely an unusual take on how to get by the zombies, the guerrilla warfare, and then the gate, the gate and the zombies. That worked out unusually well for us.
Those are locked. It
seemed like taking advantage of the environment. But all right, well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.